Yes. Big up. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Make sure you guys are staying humble this morning, man, this evening, this afternoon, this whatever time it is around the world. Big up to each and every one of you guys, man. But listen, sometimes you guys have to listen, man. Sometimes people have to listen, man. Me and G had a stream the other day. We was just talking about they will become a moment, yeah, where teams and teams and the refs are gonna start turning on Arsenal because they're not listening, bro. They're not trying to just be humble and go about their business. And they are a great team. They're good. Like, let's be honest. They're a good footballing team, but they still haven't achieved anything yet. Maybe that's this season. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not gonna stand here and go, they don't have a chance of winning the Premier League or the Champions League. But at the same time, man, you can't be taking a piss, bro, when you're playing against teams that's done stuff. You can't be taking a piss. Like, you've made it become you versus Haaland. And a lot of teams and players respect Haaland in the Premier League. So when they're looking at, your team and you're looking like you're acting out of pocket, these are the consequences. These are the things that will happen. These are the things that, teams and players are going to be, even be on it even more than they normally would be, because you're not being humble, bro. Like, it's mad. And it's crazy because I'm watching your team going, like, you guys are good, but at the same time, until you achieve something, just respect the other teams you're playing against, bro. Like, don't just come out and start saying random stuff, man, and acting as if you guys have done stuff. It's crazy. You've been here, you're in phase 5, you haven't achieved anything yet, or even phase 6 now. I don't even know, bro. You man are just on some next phases I don't even know exist now. You spent over 800 million on your team for nothing. And even if you win a trophy this season, for one trophy, I honestly don't know, man. But listen, guys, make sure you're smashing the like. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you're new, man. And let's get into it, man, because it's an interesting one, boy. Gordon himself has said it's important for us to stay humble. The same thing I saw Salah say as well after our win. You know what I mean? It's important for us to stay humble. And Arsenal, you need to make sure you're doing that, because now it's going to become a meme. You got Leicester City next in the Premier League. There's a guy in that team called Jamie Vardy, right? That's not the guy you want to come up against when there's certain things going on, because he'll be the one that will be pointing to the Premier League badge like Haaland did. He'll be the one to do that. He'll be the one after, and he'll say how he feels, bro. And that's not the type of team you want to play, man. After you're, disrespecting certain teams and stuff like that. Man City, you can't disrespect them, bro. They've done it. They've won 4 in a row, Premier Leagues in a row. They've won the treble. They've done things that you guys have not done yet. But yet still you think that you can go and do that. I heard this is fake, but I'm going to run with the narrative, man. It ain't fake. Bruno Guimaraes, man, saying it's always important to stay humble. I don't know. I think it's true, but let's run it, man. Even Trippier as well. They was mad yesterday because I was watching and Skelly. Look, talented young player. But I saw him like disrespecting Trippier. And I'm like, you're talking to an England international, bro. Like, you're talking to a player that's been around the block and played the amount of games he has in the Premier League. Like, be respectful, bro. You're telling him to shush and shut up and stuff like that. And I'm like, I get the arrogance in it. You're young, you got that, you're talented and whatever. But sometimes you have to just make sure you stay in check, bro. Sometimes you have to just stay in check and don't allow certain things to get to you in the game. But you're telling, Trippier to like shut up and that and shush and be quiet. You're like, yeah, it's mad, bro. It's mad. And then you know what I mean? You guys creating t-shirts and with stay humble on the back. It's become you versus Haaland. It's not you versus City, because you don't have a rivalry. You don't have a rivalry with them. You haven't stopped them from winning the Premier League. You haven't stopped them from winning the Champions League. You have not stopped them from them doing anything. And the fact that you think that you can go out there and teach. And I love the shithousery. I love that part of the game. But At the same time, you have to choose the moments. You have to choose the right moments. You guys chose the wrong moment, man, and you're triggering, some section of the Premier League. You're getting onto the referees as well about their blah blah blah, their rubbish and whatever. Your manager is now talking about, yeah, it's the ball and that, and then you're getting trolled by the Newcastle admin saying, yeah, this is the culprit. Like, your manager as well, he's got that arrogance about him, and I don't mind it. Like, I think controlled arrogance, some people hate it, and they're like, nah, look at the way you're behaving and whatever. I don't mind it to an extent, but the way he's acting as if he's done everything. And the other part of it as well, man, how do you take, like, I get it in it. I don't watch every Arsenal game, so I don't know when Martin Odegaard isn't performing as much as, say, an Arsenal fan, and you guys could correct me, but he's one of my favorite players. And the fact that I'm looking at the way you, man, are just like, nah, we're losing a game with 30 minutes to go, and you substitute Martin Odegaard, your best creator. I do not get it. It's crazy. It's not like he was having a shocking game, in my opinion. Maybe you guys have like different standards. That's fair. You guys can discuss that in the comments. But I thought he was fine in the game, and you guys just said, "Nah, bun this guy, get him off the pitch. We don't need you, and we're losing 2-0." I don't think that's the moment you take off your best creator, your captain, as well. And then you got Kai Havertz just diving all over the pitch yesterday, bro. Like, it was irritating me. I don't know what it is for you guys with Kai Havertz, but this man irritates me because all he kept doing was running into players, trying to leave one in. And I'm like, ref, you got to control that, bro, because there's certain things he's doing. Then he's running into players and then diving, bro. No, and you guys are always complaining about the referees and blah, blah, blah. Your players spent the whole game trying to dive and wind up on players. But I don't see the uproar, you man complaining, like, raw, why, blah, blah, blah. Why are you not calling for him, to get cards for his diving, bro? The actions yesterday, tried to dive for a penalty, then he tried to dive against Lewis Hall. He was just diving and then just throwing himself into players. It was mental just watching this guy yesterday. But yeah, man, Miles Lewis, Skelly, man, big up, bro. But you need to relax, man. You need to relax. I get it, man. You're in the first team. You're playing for Arsenal. You got that pride, you know what I mean? You wear your heart on your sleeve. I get it. I understand it. But at the same time, bro, you can't be telling these seasoned pros to shut up and be quiet, bro. Especially when you're starting off. You don't want to be starting off in your career where people look like, yo, you don't have no respect, because the other players will see these things, bro. The other players will see it, and then they'll start trying to irritate you. They'll start leaving one on. There'll be different things that will do. You have to come into the game, forgive the pun, man. You have to stay humble, bro. Don't come in here and start doing stuff. And then this man, Jesus Christ, bro. Like yesterday, no, what was going on with him? Isak had this man on a string. Man had his hand up his ass, pause, just using him as a puppet. Like, he just had him on strings. Like, yeah, you go here, you go there. Like, there were certain things I saw this man do. And I stand by what I say, man. Gabriel is the better defender at the two. Like, I don't know why you guys keep pushing this Saliba guy. Like, and I'm not saying he's not good, but he's not as good as you guys make him out to be. He is not as good as you guys keep making him out to be. Gabriel does. Take Gabriel out and let Saliba play on his own. I've seen Saliba being injured and Gabriel play with whoever and done the business. I ain't seen this from Saliba. I ain't seen that. I want to see with Saliba, Gabriel out, and then Saliba run the show in it. You run the show for 4 or 5 games. Let me see what you're about, Saliba. I've seen Gabriel run the show himself. I've seen him. He's the one scoring the goals. He's the one doing all the defending. He's the one doing all the clearing. He's the one doing all the talking. But yet still, this brother is getting the limelight, bro. It's crazy for me. But yeah, nah, big up to Abdul as well, man, on Twitter. Man said Declan Rice didn't even get a card for this yesterday. Bro, I saw it. I even saw the way Gary never reacted. I'm like, ref, so no card here? What we doing? It wasn't like a mad bad foul, but it was cynical. He left one on Tonali just before that. That should have been a yellow card because Tonali played the ball, and it was at least a couple of seconds after Declan Rice ran past him and just barged into him. I said, bro, what are we doing? That's a yellow card. Then you do this. That's another yellow card. But yet still, the refs are against you. The Premier League's against you. It's corruption in the PGMOL. But all of a sudden, you man ain't have no uproar for some of the dumb shit I saw your players do yesterday, man. It's crazy. And then I saw this one. I thought, you know what I mean? Why not just put it up there? Someone put it on Twitter. I thought, listen, I ain't even fact check it, so forgive me, boy. But you know what I mean? It's crazy that Gordon's played that many games and he's not far, like he's not miles ahead of Diaz. But I get it. One plays Liverpool, one plays Newcastle. And then obviously I think that's partly as well. Is that all Newcastle? I don't think it is. Probably Everton as well included in that. So I don't know, man. It's a good comparison, but you know, when people say, "No, rather Gordon," I hear it. Everyone has, you know, their own preference, but at the same time, Diaz is doing his thing. And then you got obviously Klopp. I saw this and I was like, raw. If Liverpool were to go through tonight, obviously we don't have Klopp still, but Liverpool against Newcastle against Eddie Howe, Klopp versus Eddie Howe, bro. I didn't realize we smoked these man so many times. I didn't know that Klopp had this man on a string like this. I did not know that, bro. I knew we beat them a few times. Like obviously when he was at Bournemouth and stuff like that, I knew there was some, but the Newcastle one, I felt like they had a result somewhere in there, but not to be. But Arsenal fans, listen, man, keep crying, man. There's a few of you guys that I like. I've got friends that are Arsenal fan, and I want the best for you guys. But the rest of your fan base, bro, they just irritate the life out of me. I don't mind your team, I don't mind your manager at times, but your fan base, bro, like you guys act so entitled. It's unreal. And I'm like, when Liverpool were going through our spell of a drought of not a trophy, the Premier League, 30 years, we were humbling conversations, bro. We were humbling conversations because we realized you guys had chat for us. We realized Man United had chat for us. We realized Chelsea, when they got Mourinho and Abramovich, they had chat for us. We realized even with City, when they had chat because they were winning the titles. But you guys have not achieved nothing and spent all that money, yet still you guys feel that you should be, I don't know. You feel like we should just praise you guys. Win something first, and we'll hopefully praise you guys. But guys, make sure you're smashing the like, make sure you're subscribing. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, because it's, I don't know.